Hello everybody, my name is Bill. This is Rust to Resurrection. Today we're going to change the oil on my 46 Willys CJ2A. Now I'm going to let you in on a secret, and I've let you in on a lot of secrets here recently on the channel. But this is the first time I have changed my own oil in almost 20 years. And the reasons are pretty simple, because life really gets in the way, and when you have a busy job and a busy career, you find somebody else to do stuff for you. But now that I'm retired, this ought to be fun again. Fun, what do you guys think? Is it all fun? This is one monster bolt. And long. And here it goes. Now normally I'd want to heat this up a little bit, but if you watched the last video, then you're aware that I haven't started this Jeep in almost 5 years. And I just put a new fuel pump in so that hopefully I can get this thing started, but I want to get this oil change done first. The oil has a little bit of smell of gasoline, and I'm kind of concerned that that diaphragm may have failed. Yeah, and let oil or let gas get back into that oil pan. All right, let's let this drain for a while. We're done draining. Let's get this plugged back in. I can definitely smell gas down here. I'm glad we did this. Okay. Fun, 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 guys. Fun, fun, fun. The manual says that I need 5 quarts of oil. The problem is it doesn't say if all of that 5 quarts goes in the sump or if any of it actually goes into the oil filter itself, because this is a container and I'm sure there's oil in there. So I don't know if the 5 includes both or not. I have a 5 quart container of oil and we're going to add that. But what we're going to do is we're going to add it until it just starts to show on the dipstick. Then we're going to quit. So let's add some oil. And I've already cleaned the dipstick. The manual calls for a 30 weight oil. I'm putting in a 1030. Okay, right now that's showing just over full. We'll let that settle for a bit. And I'm guessing there's at least another 2 quarts in here. So let's let that settle and we'll check it again. Alright, it indicates I can put in another quart. So I'm going to do that. Ish. Alright, so we can check that later. Now, I went to the parts store to see if I could get a filter, an oil filter, to go into this canister. And nobody had one. One guy told me that he could order it and have it in overnight, but he was also telling me that it is the last 2 in the company, which I thought was somewhat strange. So alternatively, I ordered a filter from Kaiser Willys, and that should be here sometime this week, I'm guessing. I'm hoping that it comes that quickly. I don't want to open this or pull that oil filter yet. I want to wait until the new one comes in. So when that comes in, then we'll finish this oil change. I thought while I was waiting for the oil filter to come in that I'd pull the spark plugs on the Jeep, and then what I want to do is throw a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil down inside them. The Jeep, as I said, it's sat for the last almost 5 years. I did get it started briefly in the spring, but because it's been sitting, I thought it'd be something wise to do to get a little Marvel down inside the pistons. And as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to crank this over and let that Marvel oil sort of coat the cylinder walls. I don't know if I have to do this or not, but what the heck, I'll give it a try. There's an interesting that right now the bottom of this spark plug is all rusty, but the electrode looks really good. So before I put it all back together to start it, I think I'll just wire brush that off a little bit. Oh, that one's on tight. Well, if nothing else, it'll be good just to get some oil on those threads. Holy moly. That one's nice and clean. That one came out the easiest of all of them. Alright, let's put some Marvel Mystery Oil into the holes. So I don't know if it's a boomer thing or if the younger generation just doesn't know stuff or if they actually don't make it anymore. When I went to get the oil for the Jeep, I asked the clerk, the counter guy, if he had any metal oil cans like this, because I wanted to put the Marvel in a new can and not have to drain the one that has the oil in it. But anyway, not only did they not have one, the guy didn't even know what I was talking about. But I would think that an auto parts store would have a simple little oil can that you can squirt things, but apparently not. Anyway, I emptied out the oil that was in here and added my Marvel. Trouble is the Marvel's a little bit thinner, so I worry a little bit that this is not going to be as effective as I'd like it to be. I don't know how much to put in. Alright, we'll let that sit for a couple of days. What I'm going to do is, when I get the oil in that canister changed, I'm going to turn this over, crank it over. I want to see if I can build some oil pressure, and then also see if it doesn't pump up the fuel in the the new fuel pump. I'll see you guys when everything arrives. The new filter just came in from Kaiser Willys, and I want to do just a quick opening here, see what I'm dealing with. Alright, so there's our filter. And I also ordered some new wing nuts for the windshield. When the restoration was done, they just put common bolts in, and I want to upgrade that to the new proper wing nuts. I did that on the Willys MB as well. There's a short video about that, so that'll be coming. I want to put those wing nuts on. Shipping is terrible on this stuff, it really is. Alright, let's go change that filter. Now, I've never done this before, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually watched a YouTube video to learn how to do this, so claiming no expertise in changing a filter on a Jeep motor. All seems to be pretty straightforward. Okay. I think this might have been painted. There we go. Okay. And this spring was not part of that YouTube video. But I can see its value, I guess. Alright. Now, how does this come out? So I questioned when I was changing the oil whether there would be actually oil inside this filter and this canister, and there is. And there appears to be roughly maybe 3/4, half a quart in here. And that oil is just plain black. Let's get it out of there. Oh, how am I going to get that oil out of there, or do I really care? I guess is the next question. I really don't want to leave that dirty oil in that canister. There's probably half, 3/4 of a quart in there. It's really black. So if I'm going to do this, I might as well pull that oil out. So I have this oil suction thingy, and we're just going to go in and pull that out. Alright. Yeah. Actually, it's not sludgy down in there, which is good. The manual calls for 5 quarts, and I know that I'm up to the line on the dipstick. There was, as I said, a good half, 3/4 of a quart in the canister, so I'm going to fill some fresh oil into the canister so that it doesn't have to pump through the entire system. And if I can do this without spilling. There. A little bit more out of the stuff right there before I get into trouble. Now, one of the problems I'm having here, and again, I've never changed this before, they give me a gasket that is actually too small for the size of the canister, and if I put it on the inside of here, it leaves a huge gap around the outside of the rim of the cover. But this rubber gasket that's on here fits that entire inside circumference or diameter of the cap. So, with that all said, what I'm going to do is put some oil on the inside of these rubber grommets, or rubber grommets, I guess. It goes down over here, and hopefully that doesn't overfill this. If it does, I'll just pull it back out again. I don't want to spill if I can avoid it. Good, good, good. All right. If I'm doing something wrong, Internet, let me know. This is the first time. All right. Fill that almost to the top, definitely to the filter line or the oil line. All right, good. All right. It didn't leak before, so I'm going to assume it's not going to leak this time. But if it does, we know how to fix it. All right. Pretty, pretty, pretty. We're ready to try and start this thing. All right, so I put Marvel Mystery Oil in the cylinders. Now I want to roll it over by hand a couple times, and I'll put a little bit more oil in there just to be sure that I'm getting some good lubrication on those cylinder walls. And that way when I get ready to start it up, I'm not going to worry about scoring those cylinder walls. Anyway, as I said, this thing has sat for almost 5 years. Okay, so let's go roll it over. I don't know what that grinding is, but I think